Hi, it's James from Hidden Depths Coaching. It seems like because I was off for a week, I'm really stepping up with the clips this week. But there's something that I thought I would talk about, and it's something that I can remember hearing Tony Robbins when I was at the first one at Rome, and he said the quality of your life comes from the amount of uncertainty you can handle. And I can remember, I took a lot from that at that time, and what I'm observing now is that I think it's this need for certainty is why everybody's kind of losing their shit a wee bit, and things are a lot harder than what they need to be. And just so that I can get you to understand my mindset in this, right? If you go back 20 years ago, 20 plus, right? We handled uncertainty a lot better. I can remember even times like when you were that age, and maybe at that age your girlfriend or whatever went on holiday, right? And all the guys who your partner was on holiday, all your mates would slag you because you didn't know who your partner was, you didn't know what was going on, and you'd know FaceTime, mobile phones, check-ins, none of that crap, right? So you would wait for the odd phone call, right? And so that built up a level of like dealing with an uncertainty, right? And that happens in so many other things in life when we grew up. For instance, if I wanted to know something when I grew up, I maybe asked my mum or my dad, and if they didn't know the answer, they say I don't know, then it was left at that. I was left with that uncertainty. And if maybe you were feeling a certain way, like say you were feeling a bit ill and you didn't know what was wrong with you, then you would phone the doctor and you would get an appointment, you would maybe wait a week or so to find out what's wrong with you, right? So again, you're having to manage a level of uncertainty. But nowadays, the people can't handle that anymore, right? And people can't go anywhere without knowing where everybody is. So how do you build a muscle? You work it, right? So the most important thing is what I heard from Tony Robbins saying was the level of uncertainty you can handle is the quality of your life. And nobody's building this muscle of uncertainty because everybody needs to know everything right now. And it's like if somebody feels an ache or a pain or something, they go and Google it and they find it and probably get some lies, but like they need the information now, because what freaks them out most is not knowing. And if you think about life, right? For instance, anything could happen. Like somebody could be driving home from work one day and get in a car crash. You will never know what's going to happen. So there's nothing in the world that's certain. It's all a bit uncertain, right? But people, the anxiety is coming from people not being able to handle any uncertainty. And the bottom line is, when something happens, it happens. And most folk, when it happens, they kind of step up and know how to deal with that. And that, even like when you get into a relationship, right, you're forgetting that you're robbing. It's certainty. It's this need to know how everything's going to work out that's holding everybody back, freaking everybody out, and giving them a level of anxiety that they don't need. And if you think about kids just now, they need all of this certainty just now. When I was a kid, I didn't need any of that. We just went with the flow, we went with the moment, we went with what was happening. You had no clue. You didn't know where your mates were unless you went to the door and chapped it and asked them to come out. And if they were in, they were in. If they weren't, they weren't. But everybody's taking everything so personal because like, where were you? You weren't there within 5 minutes of me trying to get you. And it's turning everything into so much massive control, and we're trying to control things that can't be controlled. Nothing. We're not meant to control outcomes. Things, I always say this, become a life adjuster rather than a life planner. It's good to have plans, it's good to have visions, it's good to have goals. But, I find my certainty in being okay with the uncertainness of things. Being okay with not knowing what's happening. If I'm certain that I'm going to be okay with that, then I've got no anxiety. But if I'm trying to control everything, know where everything is, know where everybody's going, know what they're doing, fucking hell, man, where's your freedom? that's going to create a very, very increased amount of anxiety. And, you know, I touched on that, I kind of shared that post about the young boy that unfortunately got so many bad Snapchat stuff that it actually took him to a place where he didn't want to be here anymore, right? And this is our need for certainty, and we need to understand this, right? See what we're programming into ourselves, that we must know the answer, right? So even people would rather look at something damaging so that they know than not know, than just deactivate, block, get rid of, delete. So we get back in. How many people go back in and read that ex's Facebook post that knows going to upset them? And it's because the way we're getting conditioned now is we're so conditioned we having to know what's going on. Even though when we know what's going on, it's going to fucking make us feel terrible. Rather than just detach, get away from it, stay away from it. And you know, I think that's the level of understanding that we need to get that's different in this generation, that maybe we're becoming certainty freaks as well, but maybe not as much as the kids that are growing up just now, because we built up this muscle of not fucking knowing. And maybe we're putting too much fears onto kids and stuff by trying to tell them everything's going to be okay, rather than saying, look, you don't know how things are going to work out. You don't know what's going to happen after you leave school. You don't know how you're going to do in your exams. You don't know how your relationship's going to go. But what you do know is you're equipped and able to handle anything that comes your way. And no matter what it is, if we talk about it, we can always work through it. But we can't predict it. So you've got to be okay with the not knowing. And let's look at a relationship. The best parts, what people say is the best parts of a relationship, is the start. And that's what I'm saying. If you can find if you can love the uncertainty, what you liked about the start of a relationship was not knowing and, you know, trying to see if they liked you, guessing it. Then you got to a bit where you were certain who everybody was, and then it becomes fucking hard. It becomes a problem, because if it doesn't match what you think it should be, your expectation of it, then you feel anxiety. Where maybe 2 years before that none of that stuff bothered you, because at that time you managed your uncertainty a lot better than what you do now. So yeah, that Tony Robbins line came up to me today. I was in the gym and it just came to my head. It was like, you know, the quality of your life is the amount of uncertainty you can handle and be okay, and be certain about it, be okay. And I realised that that's why the quality of my life has got better, because I listen to that and I don't try and control everything. You know, fucking certainty actually bores me. I'm certain about one thing, that no matter what comes my way, I'll adjust. You know, I'll get used to it and I'll get past it. That's what I'm certain about. But I'm going to trying to fucking control everything and make everything work, you know. And I'm actually noticing that the more I grow and do all this stuff, the more stuff that comes that kind of would knock that certainty. If I was certain that everybody had to see things a certain way and they don't, then that's really going to knock me off. But I'm okay with uncertainty. I'm okay that, you know, that's just the way it is. So I think, and I have been talking about anxiety, I think we're creating our own anxiety by needing to know, by fucking phone finding and having to know everybody's move and having to know the information right now. And I think we need to remember that, you know, there was a time that we just fucking trusted a wee bit and then just dealt with whatever. You know, if you can just trust and deal with the facts, see what comes first. But you're driving yourself crazy trying to control the uncontrollable. You know, you can't control certain things. But it was that need, that was the bit that got me. It was that why people actually read stuff that they know is going to hurt them. And it's because they would rather be certain about pain than uncertain and no. Because that freaks them out more. What freaks them out more is not knowing. So they would rather find out. That's madness, man. And, you know, if you don't know, I grew up with that. What I don't know doesn't hurt me. And obviously some of that still sticks, and then what I do in my coaching has really, really enhanced that, because I believe that what people are doing is none of my business. That's theirs. That's nothing to do with me. But anyway, listen, I went a fucking 10-minute rant. I thought it was only a quick clip. That's my take on uncertainty and certainty. Alright? And as I say, kids seminars 28th of July, and Awaken Your Hidden Depths Within, Friday evening and Saturday 1st and 2nd of September. www.hiddendepthscoaching.com. You want a wee bit of this to see if you can handle uncertainty a wee bit better, then get on board. Cheers.